Hey,
What?
listen up and hear me out. Let's talk about improving your aim in Escape from Tarkov. I'm sure everybody can relate to your fights going something like this.
Nobody, bro. Just fucking lazy.
Oh my.
The reality is the biggest skill gap in the game is probably your aim. Even if you're running a meta build weapon with great ammo, and maybe you come across little Timmy with a Keter. If he puts some well-placed shots into your face, you're playing the head-eye simulator like I've been doing recently. I have a long history of playing a lot of different FPS games. I've had the most difficult time acclimating to Tarkov style of gunplay. And there's some key things that I want to touch on why your aim might be bad. So hopefully some of these tips can help you win more gunfights, help you analyze your aim as I give you some tools to use, work on it, improve, stack up the PMC kills, and get richer. So if you like the video, like it. If you love it, make sure you're subscribed, got the notification bells on. If you're trying to see the live streams of Tarkov on stream, I am live exclusively on Kick. Ready? After scouring YouTube on Escape from Tarkov content, I noticed that there wasn't anything talking about aim. At least after looking at the first few pages. All of them are about gun builds, how to make money, which are all very useful, but none of this matters if you can't kill what you're trying to shoot. So why is Tarkov unique, or why is it harder than other FPS games? Well, yes, it is a hardcore game that you can get tapped in the face by one bullet and die and lose everything. There are two things that have made it stand out to me versus other games. So the most unique, as well as one of the most difficult things I've had to get used to when coming from other FPS games, is the centering of the screen and where your shots are coming out from. So pretty much every other FPS game, whether it be CSGO, Valorant, Call of Duty, Apex, you name it, your rounds are always going to be registered through the exact center of the screen. Right now on this target, I do have Crosshair X, which is an overlay you can download in Steam, and it shows you where your crosshairs, even if you play a game that doesn't have crosshairs. I've been using this to watch clips back to see where my rounds were, because in a game where you may not have a lot of learning experiences other than maybe just situational awareness, it's really hard to work on your mechanics if fights last 0.3 seconds. So I'm actually gonna demonstrate in Tarkov. It is not the center of your screen where your round comes out like I have this red dot. It's actually where the muzzle is going to be located. So because your gun is in your right arm, the round is gonna be coming out around the right side. I have an AKM right here, and I'm going to put it right on the head of this dummy. I left click, and you can see that it is down into the right. Now, every other game, like I said, that would be a headshot. And it's kind of like a realistic feature, but definitely something I'm very much struggling to get used to. So this is very unique to Tarkov because with inertia, weight, and a lot of different variables that go into how your gun responds to where you're aiming, on top of this where it's your muzzle, not the center of the screen for centering, it's an adjustment. So to show you again, if this was going to be a headshot, it would land short. So you might be asking, why is this important? They're very, very small, minute differences versus other games. But again, in a game where one bullet can literally change the fight and you lose everything, have to re-kit and sit in the lobby for 10 minutes, just know that your shot is gonna be a little bit to the right of wherever you're shooting until they have shoulder swapping where your round will be to the left of it in this upcoming patch. Highly recommend downloading an overlay, watch clips back for yourself, maybe go on some offline raids and just see where you're tracking if you're behind your target or in front of your target, and maybe just try to adjust your sensitivity. If you're too far forward, maybe dial back your sensitivity, and vice versa. Maybe go up a little bit if you're trailing. Now, of course, there are a lot of variables that also go into recoil control, ergonomics, everything, which all affect your aim. So with ergo, the heavier you are, the more weapon sway and how harder it is to track somebody. So the second thing and the last thing in this video that has really threw me for a curve when trying to learn my aim inside Tarkov is the movement. And I don't mean to make this like a movement video within Tarkov. That's probably something completely separate, but more so how you're moving and how it affects the weapon when you're trying to fire and gain the upper hand, trying to get the angle quicker, ADS quicker, or even just be able to shoot first. So something that I'm trying to get used to is basically being able to find a target and stay onto it while you're moving. So if I am looking at this target in front of me and I'm going to switch to this target while strafing, as you can see, there's the weapon sway because of the momentum that your character is carrying. And obviously the heavier you are, the more inertia you have, the more weapon sway there is. So that's why people are dropping backpacks in fights if there's a elongated fight, and that's something that you should also be doing as well, is make sure that you have, you're buying something quick so that if you're in a fight, you're in a oh shit moment, you can drop your backpack quick and you have full speed capabilities. So how do you combat this? So if you are needing to strafe, I saw this from a video recently that strafing is going to be better while you're circle strafing instead of going left to right. So circle strafing obviously is when you're literally hitting WASD in a circle, moving your character, and when you were needing to go to the opposite direction, that you're actually hitting a up or a down key prior to you strafing versus just going left to right. I've been trying to use this because I'm also trying to get better at the game, and this was something that I definitely have learned that helps you while moving, as well as what I mean with movement that will change how you can shoot your gun is if this is my target who's decently close, I might even hip fire this, but this is me not moving my mouse at all. So there's a little bit of weapon sway. This weapon's ergo actually isn't bad, but if I don't control at all and I'm just strafing while I'm ADS, my target is moving. So if I'm trying to shoot that as well with my sight going left to right, it's incredibly difficult, and this is how you're gonna combat that. So to combat a lot of the weapon movement that is completely unintentional and just how Tarkov is within it is actually crouching. Crouch strafing is definitely something that I have been sleeping on. In Tarkov, recoil as you get lower to the ground actually becomes less and less and less. It's by 50%, I believe, with crouching, and obviously even more so less recoil when you are prone on the ground. So to combat all of the random weapon sway kind of stuff, a lot of it is just natural, and it's something you have to get used to in Tarkov, which I'm trying to get used to. But also being able to circle strafe while crouch strafing will actually minimize not only recoil but as well as the weapon sway. It allows a lot more control while you are crouch circle strafing, and also that crouch strafing completely minimalizes a lot of the recoil. So I don't have the best shot in the game yet, but this is me trying to control the recoil while just standing still. So it's a little rough, right? But if we're gonna do a crouch shot, a lot of random horizontal recoil, unfortunately. That's part of the game and part of your gun builds that you can definitely improve on. But those are definitely some things that I'm trying to implement on, are circle strafing as well as crouch strafing, to try to minimize a lot of the randomness that happens in Tarkov while you're trying to aim. I know a couple of these things might be a little bit rudimentary, especially since Tarkov has been out for a while, but these are some things that as a newer player, I've had to adjust to. And if you are a new player like myself, I hope that this helps. And if you're a veteran who's been playing this game for years, and if you have any other comments, I will happily welcome any criticisms as well as any comments to help me and this video to help other players as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm loving Tarkov right now, as brutal as it is to play a head-eye simulator. I'm live on Kick, and I hope to see you there.